Hey guys, Jonathan here for the Blue Wizard Project, just coming at you with the next part of my playthrough of Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. So as you can see there, I am going down into the depths of the castle now. Getting pretty close to the end. I think this is video 13 out of 15 if I remember my editing correctly, plus there should be one bonus video where I get the better ending or best ending. I don't remember which one, if I did both or not. It's been a while since I recorded these. Anyway, got some armor that's resistant to lightning, but like I don't really know that any enemies attack with lightning. This part of the stage is really cool. Just the backgrounds. I like the giant skeleton. I feel like that's one thing that Castlevania did very well in a lot of games, is just there's these little attention detail in the background that kind of makes it seem like the world's kind of lived in and fully realized, like that there's, you know, dead monsters in the background or giant skeletons or floating eyes outside of windows or stuff like that, and none of it actually comes into play in the game, but it just makes it seem like, oh, there's like cool shit in this world. I don't actually know what that's for. It might be for when I'm in the other castle. Or I might have missed something there, I don't know. I think it's for when I'm in the other castle. I also, as I said in the other video, I hate that to break walls I have to like manually equip that thing, break the wall, and then unequip it. I don't get why that couldn't have just been a like a skill that you turn on rather than a piece of equipment that you turn on. Or just make it where your whip automatically breaks walls like that. Now I'm carrying a giant bookshelf, so I'll add that to the king-size bed, giant portrait, and closet. I'm going to skip ahead here. You can see here I'm back at this crossroads. Take a look at what's in these other portions of these tunnels. Okay, so there's these witch chicks. So I feel like these chicks take way too many hits. Yeah, so, again, at this point, I'm just kind of going through the castle, and I feel like the game didn't really give me a good reason why I'm still going through this. I guess, like, part of it is you're supposed to be collecting the, like, Vlad's ring and blah, blah. And the game kind of tells you that you need to get these parts, but you can actually beat the game without getting them. And it never, like, explicitly tells you, like, oh, like, you need to get these pieces because these are the pieces of Dracula. And again, I said this in the video a long time ago that I should have known that, because obviously Vlad is Vlad the Impaler, who Dracula is based off of. But I believe in other territories, not the US version, it actually says Dracula's, etc., etc. Ian probably would have already known anyway, just because, like, he's played some of the other games where you, I believe it's Castlevania 2, where you have to collect them anyway, if I'm remembering the videos of his that I've watched correctly. But this is my first Castlevania game that, actually this is the first one that I've ever beaten. I don't think I've ever beaten a Castlevania game before this one before. It never crossed my mind that, like, oh hey, I should probably do that. This part's weird because they power up these witches, and they're like fairly strong. You can see, like, I'm about to die here. Like, fortunately got into the save room and healed myself, but I was like about to die there. But they didn't power up the plants for whatever reason. So, alright, I'm gonna go back and see what I missed here. I think I might double back here. This is the problem, is that you never quite know which route to take. these chicks take a lot of hits. I don't know why I'm not just jumping down. I guess the experience is probably good on them. Alright, let's see here. Gonna go up here first and see what's up this way. I vaguely remember this room. I think there were some items in here. You can see there where I am on the map. Yeah. Floor meat. A decent amount of gold. Again, I don't really care about gold in this game because I never really need to go to the shop. I think the shop's for like if you're buying items. Okay, this is the other side of that room I couldn't get through before. I never really had to go to shops because, one, you had to like meet criteria for them to be open, and maybe there was better armor or something, but like you can see a lot of the enemies are only doing one to me anyway, and I never really had to buy healing items because you can find them on the ground. Certain enemies spawn them. Alright. So I haven't gone down in this direction before, even in the other castle. Alright, so there's a lot of water in here. Okay. Unfortunately, just being in water hurts you. If you're in there, like, this guy must have the smallest lung capacity, because literally being in the water for like 2 seconds makes him take damage. So I'm gonna have to find a way to drain that. I'm assuming that's that other path, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I should know because I've already done this, but again, the time between me recording this commentary and the time when I actually played this game has been like a month at this point, so. Alright. I don't know why I saved again there, that seemed unnecessary. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna go down there. Yeah. Let's see what's over in this way. Again, another split road. Am I gonna go up? This is why this game took me longer than it should have, is because I do stuff like that. Like, I should have just kept exploring down there, in retrospect, but it's like every branch you take has another, like, 6 branches off of it. Which is the whole point of a Metroidvania, I suppose. It's funny because, like, I really love Metroidvania games, like Metroidvania style games, and I've played a ton of them. That being said, up until 2 years ago when I did a challenge with my brother, where that seemed unnecessary to come all the way here just for a medicine jar. I did like a challenge with my brother where we were trying to get through our Steam libraries, and and like other gaming libraries, because it's not the only game library that I have. So we made a challenge that we would do like 1 video game per week for a year, and I did more than that. I think I did like 59, I want to say. Full helmet. Let's see if that's any good. That's actually what inspired the Blue Wizard project, is I did that year, and then my buddy Ian, that's doing this with me, did it the next year, and then we decided to both do it again, but with games for charity and dialing back on how many games we had to beat. Although realistically, between all the games I'm playing for this and the games that I'm just playing on my own, I will probably surpass 52 games this year anyway, but at any rate, up until that challenge, I had never beaten a Metroid game either. Like, I've started Super Metroid a bunch of times, and just never got around to beating it for whatever reason. Not because I didn't like it, I was really enjoying it. But I usually would get up to the same point, and then like another game would grab my attention, or like a new game would come out. I have it waiting on my 3DS to play, but I'm in the middle of trying to get like a live Pokedex of every single Pokemon in the series, and so that's been taking most of my portable time between that and my Switch playing Zelda, so. And then this, like I said, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first Castlevania game that I've ever beaten. Alright, we got a boss fight coming up. Alright. Oh shit! I like that this guy's head is too big to fit in the screen. Like, he technically shouldn't be able to fit in this room. Oh no. He looks like he's made from like shards of other guys. I don't know why they made the ceiling that low here. Like, they didn't need to do that, right? Like, they could have just made a vaulted ceiling here. Like, the background looks like a vaulted ceiling. And there's some weird skull burnt into the wall or buried into the wall there. So again, at this point, all of these bosses are like Dracula's, like symbolism of Dracula's life, right? So that's the official canon from Konami. So like this was like after Dracula's heart got broken, he got really big into anime. He was like just stay at home and do that, and so that represents like his Gundam phase. He didn't follow the series that closely though, so that's why it looks super fucked up. So, yeah, so, cut there a bit quickly, but, you could see up in the ceiling in that last room, I couldn't jump quite far enough up, and, so I'm down in this other direction, and, gonna search. Again, like, eventually I'll get an item that lets me do, like a super jump, but I haven't gotten that yet. At least I don't think I have, and if I did, then I'm stupid because I didn't use it. Man, these chicks take so many hits. I've already leveled up like twice? 3 times? And they still take so many hits. I must have missed a weapon or something that I was supposed to get by this point. Or an upgrade or something. I'm pretty sure Ian said that he beat this one, so I don't know that it's a big loss for him that he didn't get to play this one. I really want to see Ian play the really crappy Castlevania fighting game, but he won't do it. I don't know what that number stands. I know that that number stands for like I have to do something to be able to get the Scottish Trump salesman in there, but I don't know what it is for that particular room. Okay, here we go. So this is gonna drain the water. I like that it's just like that. This. Oh, I need to make a fountain. I know. What about a lion just constantly puking his guts out? Okay, so cut again. Back down here. This is where that water was. Looks like it's empty. Picked up some arm plates. I'm assuming. Oh, I just saw them in there. Just past it. Nope. I didn't go up high enough. There it is. Shitty. Not gonna wear them. Double check that it's better, or not better than any of the other stuff I'm wearing. Alright. And keep going. This place is surprisingly dry for just having had like a shit ton of water drained out of it. Dracula super invested in dehumidifiers. What are those called? Leggings? I think they were on the other side. I thought I just saw them. Yep, there they are. Those are actually better. Just double checking that they're better than... You gotta check because sometimes it's better than one item, but not all the items, you know? I fucking hate these guys. These guys actually do a decent amount of damage to me too. It's just easier to jump over than this one. I can't though. I hate blocking bad guys in games. They're so cheap. I should just jump over this guy. I like that I hit him when he was behind me. Like I just like. Uh-oh. Another boss room. So, this is where you were. Return Liddy to me. Fear not. That maiden is now with Maxim. But why? Leave Liddy out of this. I like that he's just like, that maiden will play an essential role in the completion of the castle. What do you mean by that? This castle is in a transient state and is preparing for my lord's resurrection. However, the castle is not complete until these two castles have merged. In short, we must rid of your dear friend's spirit. Maxim is a man of great strength. It won't be so easy to do as you plan. Kind of clunky dialogue. He was born of my lord, so of course he knows ways to reinforce his power. When something is dear to you, its effects upon you become immeasurable. No, surely not. Not Liddy's blood. Stay away from her. Do not interfere now. I will extinguish the candle of your soul. I was going so fast I didn't even get to make a blood. I hope this isn't Liddy's blood. Now this is one that, like, Ian's talked about this in videos too, like, why are Death and Dracula, like, buddies? Like, how did that happen? Was it, like, Dracula was just like, oh, I think I vaguely remember the lore for this. It was like, again, all of this goes back to Dracula's heartbreak. Like, that was a very pivotal moment in Dracula's life. When he was heartbroken, he was, like, sitting at a bar, and, Death was there, and Death saw him drinking and was just like he's like I know that long face, woman problems, right? And Dracula just kind of nods, and Death like raises his beer and he's like, been there, man. And then Dracula and him like kind of toast across the bar. Death like slides over to the other side of the bar and is like, so who is she? And so he then tells the backstory of that girl that like broke his heart. And I guess this giant worm form is what Dracula hides under his like Hispanic mom wrote like moo-moo. Hispanic grandma moo-moo. He's a giant death snake thing. Anyway, he's like, yeah, I hear that, man. And then Death was like, you know what, man? You don't fucking need her. And Dracula's like, you don't know her, man. You don't know her like I knew her. And Death's like, no. Here's the thing. Like, I'm Death, and I take tons of women to their final resting place. And like, there's a million fish in the sea, man. You don't have to get hung up on this one chick. And Dracula's like, yeah, I guess you're right. And Death is like, I know I'm right. And I'm gonna tell you what. We're gonna just party until you forget about this chick, okay? And Dracula was like, yeah, I guess so. And then like that night, him and Death just went on this like awesome like drinking spree, and they like just partied. It cut to like a montage of them like doing all kinds of crazy stuff in the city. Like one part where like cops are chasing them, but they like got away from them. One part where they're like throwing shit off buildings for some reason. One part where like Death is like, you do it, and like Dracula dresses up in the Hispanic grandma robes and like picks up the sickle and like walks in the room and is like, ooh, I'm here to collect your souls, and everyone starts freaking out. He's like, nah, I'm just kidding you. And they had like a really good time. And then at the end of the night, hold on a second, you're too late, the castles will soon begin to merge together. How do you kill Death? Like, wouldn't, in theory, Death need to come collect Death's soul? Is that how that would work? At any rate, at the end of the night, Dracula, he's like, woman, it's like late, or should I say early? Okay, now I can do the super jump. He's like, or should I say early? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, well, man, thanks for agreeing. He's like, yeah. He's like, the best part of the night. He's like, I didn't even think of her the whole time. He's like, you're a good guy, Death. And he's like, you too, Dracula. And then like Dracula starts walking away to call a cab back to his castle, and he's like, you know what, man? We shouldn't let this be the end. Like, let's hang out again sometime. And Death was like, yeah, for sure, man, for sure. And they like exchanged numbers, and then that's how they became friends. And that's why Death is in so many Castlevania games, because he was the like catalyst that like pulled Dracula out of that slump. Like, he was in a really bad place. We've already seen like he went through the phase where he like became a recluse and only watched anime, where he was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have sex with whoever, and like got in that like orgy that kind of fucked up his sexuality for a while. He went through the stage where he was like, I don't even need women, I hate women. And then that fateful day at that bar that he happened to stumble in, he made a true friend. And that's the story of Death and Dracula. Yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for following along. Please remember to like and subscribe. Please remember to follow along with the Blue Wizard Project on Facebook. We've got a lot of stuff going on there. You can see any events that we're doing for the month. Yeah, check it out. Thank you guys so much. Again, this has been Jonathan for the Blue Wizard Project. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.